So, how's it going? We're back again, and next part we're going to deal with detailing is that bit. Oh, no, that bit. And that bit. And maybe that bit, that bit, that bit, and that bit as well. Okay? So, again, we're not wanting to overstate the detail. You may notice overstating, understating the detail. You tend to get people who whack a lot of stuff onto a model, which is fine. And if you do, it needs to be there for a reason. And if it needs to be covered, for example, if you're going into battle in a flying tank, you should probably cover it. Okay, so again, any detail we put on here is going to be extraneous and useless for the most part, because obviously it's a 3D model and non-functional. However, it's also going to be in line with the whole design philosophy of the master engineers of the Necrons, whoever the hell they were. You know, Dave and Terry, smoking half a cigarette between them or something. Okay, so what we're going to do is start with a surface. So I'm going to go here, here, and here, and I'm going to detach as a clone. And I'm going to call this a work surface, because that's what it is. And if I go into H, I want to make sure that I've got my biped, obelisk, and work surface. And I have. There is our work surface, so let's pull it out. Now, everything we do on this, we know will fit onto here, as long as we don't bugger it about too much. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is make kind of 4 stanchions. Okay, if you don't know what a stanchion is, you're about to learn. So I'm doing, not an insert, sorry, an connect of these edges here, times 3, and click OK. Now I'm going to straighten these on this axis, because it makes my job easier. Straighten them on the y-axis. Just do this a few times, just to make sure. Okay. And now I'm going to chamfer them wide to about there. You notice I was going to do 4, I'm actually doing 3. I can't count or tell the difference between the numbers 3 and 4, so please bear with me, I am a bit of a doofus. Right. Now these areas here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert them. A group to about there, which is about 1.5. There we go. Now I'm going to do an internal bevel. And an outline amount of around about the same. Like that. Maybe 0.1. Click OK. Now the next part, I'm going to do an extrude of 0, because I want to bring it out like this. Okay, that gives us these shapes here. Now I'm going to start bringing these top parts in a bit. Turn off local, go to view. Bring that down to about there. Now these parts. Now I'm going to bring those to about there. Don't want to bring them too far in because they'll start to overlap themselves. Okay, that's a good shape. Maybe a little further down. There we are. That's better. Now these shapes here, I'm going to extrude by 0 and then bring straight down like that. Okay, you can see kind of how this stanchion shape I'm doing here is going now, I hope. It's all about your mechanical shapes. It's all about, you know, working with, coming up with really exciting and yet ergonomically sound shapes. There we are. That's nice. Now, what I'm going to do here is take these pieces. I'm going to inset them by about that much. And you see suddenly we have these kind of venting systems, or are they drawing air in, or are they processing gases? We don't know. It doesn't matter either. Not in the slightest. Okay, now we can take this area here. There we go. Like so. Drop back into perspective view. Okay, and they're all fine. Make sure there's no side overlaps or anything that we don't want. Okay, so that's good. So the next thing that I want to do on these is some panels. So select these as single large pieces. And again over here. Try not to move anything, just select it. If you're not comfortable with using the select to move tool, just use the select tool, which I just switched to there. Okay, so with all these selected, I'm going to do a quick inset. Not a very big one. And then a quick bevel inwards. Like so. Then an insert again, and then an external bevel. I'll just change this. No, then it didn't bevel outwards. Let's do that again. Ah, I see. That'd be another inset. And then a bevel. There we go. And that kind of puts that piece in the right place again. Now, for these parts here, I kind of want to change what's going on, so select by polygon. Select these parts. I can do an inset. Bevel up. Another inset. And then a bevel down. Okay, and that gives this a defined shape, as you can see. And what we can do as well, once we've set our initial detail in, is go perhaps and select these internal pieces here. Oops. There. No, this one. And here. Then with those I can do a quick connect. And then a quick chamfer. There we go, like that. And then these are going to give me enough to be able to chamfer these out. So I select there, 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 and repeat again over here. Sorry if you hear me say there repeatedly, it can get a bit boring. If I could think of something else exciting to say, I would, honestly. Okay, increase the height. Reduce the insert amount a little bit. reduce the height a bit, we don't want it too much up. There we are. And now you can see kind of the difference that makes if we break that into there. Okay, so now we have these surrounding plates on here. Now, these ones. So, again, what I'm going to do, now be careful because we are going to get some overlap when we put these back in, especially because we're going to duplicate it onto that part. You know, with blur, what I'd have done, oh no, I mustn't be rude about their video tutorial. Well, I can be though. You know, obviously I should have just paused and came back with the virtually completed model. Anyway, I digress. Now let's look at these top bits. I'm going to do an inset, bevel, 0.2Q, one of my favourite amounts. Okay, click OK. I think that mine is 0.1 actually. Again, like I was saying for the overlap, very important. Then bevel it up and out. Now, look at the top here. See that? That's not a good sign here. Just go back a bit. That's going to be enough for that piece. Any more than that's going to cause problems. So what I might do is just keep these as inset pieces. Except for down here, I'll push these two. Here, 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 and here. Up and out. So if I do an inset on those, and then invert the bevel that I did before. Like that. No, click it OK in time. I did not. Good. Okay, and that makes that piece. Now, if I go back here, and then delete out these, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a mirror copy and bring it back into place just there, like so. Now for this one, I'm going to reset the X form. As you can see, it's all now gone inside the outie. We can fix that. Flip it all. And I can also reset the X form on this lot. It's always worth doing that now and again. Just reset the transforms, especially if you've done mirroring. Quite hard to pronounce that. Try and pronounce that whilst drunk, you'd probably explode, wouldn't you? Okay, Control and A, and then do a quick weld, and just take this down to a small amount. Okay, that's fine. Now what I'm going to do is select this, get rid of these bits here as well, and then slide this into position. Now what I can do is just align this with that actually, like so, and it's in the right position again. Remember what I was saying about pivot points? Okay, and now we're starting to get somewhere. Just click the attach. And just go over the corner points where I need it to be welded back in again. Seems like I over-selected a little bit. Got to be careful with how you select these. Okay, and up here. And maybe this bit. Let's have a look there. Click OK. Right, and now hopefully if I select that, there. It's all coming together now as one big unit. Hooray! And you can see, hopefully now, the difference in the level of detail that we have applied. It still has the look of the original base object that I wanted to base it upon, but now the level of detail is way higher and way better, in my opinion, so far. Okay, so we'll see how this progresses in part 5. So until then, thanks for watching, see you in the next bit.